When a woman starts ignoring you, it's not just silence, it's psychological warfare. You feel it in your gut. Your mind races, trying to figure out what went wrong. Was it something you said? Did you text too soon? You replay every moment, but the more you chase clarity, the more her silence echoes louder. Most men panic here, not because they're weak, but because no one ever taught them how to stay grounded when her energy pulls away. That's what separates boys from men. In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 most common mistakes men make when she suddenly starts ignoring them, and how you can avoid falling into the same traps. These aren't surface-level tips. These are deep psychological shifts that will help you take back emotional control. By the end, you won't just survive her silence, you'll thrive through it. So if you're ready to stop reacting and start leading, watch closely. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Stoic95, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a lesson that helps you become the strongest version of yourself. Mistake 1. You chase her attention. The moment she stops replying, something shifts in you. Your heart races. Your thumb hovers over your phone. You feel this quiet urgency, the need to fix, to reach, to chase. You tell yourself it's care, that you're just trying to reconnect. So you double text. You check if she's okay. You send something light, hoping to trigger a reply. But deep down, you already feel it, that cold space growing between you. And here's the truth most men refuse to accept. When you chase a woman who's pulling away, you don't pull her closer. You push her further. She doesn't feel your love. She feels your anxiety. And no woman is drawn to a man who can't stand in silence. Most men ignore this reality because it's painful, because they confuse reaction with strength. But real strength is restraint. If she saw your message and chose not to respond, then you respond with space, with calm, with dignity. Let her feel your absence. Let her wonder why you didn't chase. Like the others, that's where respect is born, not in noise, but in composure. Stoicism teaches us this. When you are denied, do not beg. When you are ignored, do not plead. Choose stillness. Choose silence. Choose self-respect over reaction. Because when you can sit with her silence without reaching for validation, you become the kind of man she remembers. Mistake 2. You try to win her back. You think showing her how much you care will change things. So you start writing long texts, trying to remind her how special she is. You offer to take her out, confess feelings you weren't even ready to say out loud, all in the hope that maybe, just maybe, she'll come back. But ask yourself, why are you trying to win back someone who isn't trying to stay? This isn't a business pitch. You're not trying to sell a product, and you're certainly not supposed to sell yourself. Yet that's exactly what you're doing, bargaining for attention from someone who's already drifting. Most men do this not because they're weak, but because they confuse vulnerability with value. They think proving their loyalty will reignite interest. But here's the truth. Interest doesn't respond to effort, it responds to presence. When a woman sees that you haven't flinched, that your life still moves forward, that you're still focused, still grounded, that's what stirs curiosity. Not gifts, not compliments, not declarations of love, just presence, just silence. Because silence tells her what words never could. I'm not here to beg. I'm here to build. A man who respects himself never chases validation. He doesn't rush to fix what isn't his to fix. He doesn't crumble when affection is withheld. The Stoic response is simple: observe, detach, and return to your center. In the end, your peace is more attractive than any apology you could send. Mistake 3. You react emotionally. Frustration is natural. When she pulls away without a word, it feels like disrespect. Your mind races, craving explanation, some form of closure. You tell yourself, the least she could do is be honest. But understand this, that thought, that emotional spike, is the moment where most men lose the frame. They let their pride steer the wheel. They post on social media hoping she'll see it, hoping she'll feel something. They craft passive-aggressive messages, not out of strength, but out of emotional weakness disguised as boldness. But here's the truth. Anytime your behavior becomes a reaction to her silence, you confirm her influence over you. And that's exactly what kills attraction. Women don't test you with words, they test you with distance. And the man who panics under silence reveals everything she needed to know. You want to earn back respect? Then don't flinch. Let your silence speak for you. Let your discipline show in what you don't post, what you don't say. Let her scroll through your world and find nothing chaotic, only progress, peace, and presence. That's when she begins to doubt herself. Did I misjudge him? The most powerful men aren't loud. They're immovable. Stoicism isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about not letting her behavior decide how much of yourself you lose. So next time the silence comes, meet it with stillness. That's the test. And your response? Unshaken, unbothered, unavailable to the chaos. Because true power never chases noise. It commands respect in silence. Mistake 4. You apologize for things you didn't do. She goes quiet, and your mind fills in the blanks. You assume the worst, that you must have done something wrong. So you reach for your phone, trying to patch a wound that hasn't even been explained. Sorry if I upset you, you write. Let me know if I did something wrong. But what you're really doing is handing over your dignity for a response. You're seeking validation, not resolution. And here's where most men lose themselves, not out of weakness, but out of a misguided belief that love means fixing things before they're even broken. When you apologize without clarity, you don't look mature. You look uncertain. And uncertainty doesn't breed attraction. It kills it. A high-value man isn't reckless with emotion, but he also doesn't crumble under silence. If you've done wrong, own it once, directly, and with strength. But if she's pulled away without reason or explanation, don't go digging for ghosts. Let her speak if something's off. If she chooses not to, that's on her, not you. You are not responsible for managing the unspoken feelings of someone who won't communicate. Real confidence is quiet. It doesn't chase clarity. It stands tall without it. A stoic man doesn't react to emotional fog with panic. He stays centered. He understands that silence doesn't always need a response. Because sometimes, the most powerful move isn't fixing, it's not flinching. Hold your frame. Your worth isn't on trial every time someone pulls away. Mistake 5. You forget your purpose. Here's the truth most men don't want to face. The biggest mistake you can make is letting her become the center of your universe. When she goes silent, it feels like everything is falling apart, like your purpose, your meaning, your very identity depends on her response. But that's a lie you tell yourself out of denial or misplaced love. She was never meant to hold that weight. Your life is bigger than any one person. Your purpose, your growth, your mission, that's what deserves your full attention and energy. A woman is meant to be a part of your journey, not the destination you desperately chase. When she senses that you've lost yourself in her absence, attraction fades, not because of her, but because you've surrendered your power. The real magnetism comes from the man who remains unmoved by silence, who uses that space to double down on his goals, his passions, and his self-improvement. Go harder in the gym. Build something meaningful. Cultivate friendships that remind you of your worth. Let her absence be a mirror that reflects your own presence. Remember, the Stoics teach us that control over what is within you, your mind, your actions, is the only true power you have. External silence is just that, external. Guard your self-respect quietly and fiercely. In silence, you reclaim strength. In stillness, you build unshakable value. This is how a man stands firm. Not because he's unfeeling, but because he knows where his true worth lies. Inside himself, always. Conclusion: silence is strength. When she ignores you, the first instinct is to fill the silence. Texts, calls, explanations. But resist. Don't chase what's pulling away. Don't try to explain what she's not ready to hear. Most men lose themselves here, folding under pressure, begging for attention as if their worth depends on it. But you are not most men. Every moment you choose silence over panic, self-respect over validation, you reclaim your power. This is the quiet strength few understand. The strength to stand firm when the world around you feels uncertain. You build yourself quietly, steadily, while others collapse in noise and desperation. The man who doesn't beg, who doesn't chase, who keeps moving forward regardless, he's the one she never forgets. If you've fallen into the traps of chasing or over-explaining, it's not too late. You can shift now. Start by honoring yourself more than you honor her absence. Control what is within your power, your actions, your mind, your calm. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This silence you carry is not emptiness, it's presence. Make it count.